again, friends, and to new friends, welcome. I hope that everyone is safe and healthy and happy. So, today I am sharing a glimpse into our plans for the spring season and a haul, if you will, of resources that I've been pulling together for the next few months of spring schooling for all five of my children, ages 3 to 14 years old. Now, a disclaimer is that I didn't purchase all of these resources all at once, and I never do. I loosely plan our months ahead and budget in resources a little at a time as they fit into our budget. I'm not here to encourage you to buy all the things. Our first spring read aloud is The Secret Garden, and this is the version by Harper Classics. And to accompany it, the beautiful Family Learning Literature Guide by HearthMagic. This classic is a story about an orphaned girl named Mary who goes to live at her uncle's great house where she finds it full of secrets. She discovers a secret garden surrounding the property and, with the help of two unexpected friends, brings the garden back to life. And if you've been here before, you might be familiar with HearthMagic's Family Literature Learning Guides. If you have not, what it is, it's a literature guide, month-long unit study. So 100 plus pages of activities for each chapter. And this book, I believe, has 27 chapters. So there are art tutorials, copy work, poetry, nature studies, creative writing and journaling, handwork, cooking recipes. And in this guide specifically, you'll even dabble into history and geography. It's full of beautiful watercolor art. And I'll add a little note here that if you're a parent that has suddenly found yourself in the realms of home educating for the next few weeks or months and you're feeling overwhelmed, my advice to you is to pick up a family learning literature guide or two and just read together as a family. If this is all the schooling that we accomplished within the next month, I'd be comfortable with that. In my opinion, these family learning literature guides have enough substance to them, and they could also be modified for older children and extended into even bigger units if needed. Clearly, this book is below the reading skill level for my teenagers, but still, they'll participate in reading it to the younger children. But the value for my teenagers specifically are in the extensions in geography, in history, in nature studies, journaling, and their own creative writing, perhaps, in the recipes and handwork. And as I review and sum up our spring unit studies, I'll share more on how I've been able to modify this resource for the wide range of my children's ages. So within the literature guide, there is a chapter or two of study on birds. And so I'm extending that study a lot more, and I've acquired some resources for an American bird unit study. The first resource is from Firefly Nature School, and I picked up what is called the Feathered Bundle. So it is a downloadable resource and you print at home. It's a 4-set bundle of anatomy, fabulous feathers, winter birds, and fly away, so migration, with lessons and skills and activities that I can modify for all of my children. This is my first purchase from Firefly Nature School, so I will update you on how this works for us. From the looks of it so far, it does look like a wonderful resource and something that complements our family so well, and something that we already love to do together as a family, which is studying and being in nature. Next, I picked up another Dover coloring book, and this is State Birds and Flowers, to tie in a little bit of U.S. geography within the North American Birds Unit study. Again, if you're a regular friend here, you know that by now we have a collection of Dover coloring books on topics like nature, sciences, geography, history. Each page has a short educational passage that we read before enjoying some simple coloring time together. I did pick up two field guides, and this one is more for the younger kids. It's Take Along Guides, Birds, Nest, and Eggs. It features 15 birds, has nice illustrations, and for each featured bird, you'll learn facts about the bird, its nest, and eggs. And the next field guide is Birds by Fandix Family Field Guides. And in my opinion, this one's for upper elementary through adult, featuring, I believe it's 70 American wild birds. The illustrations are silhouette cutouts and they almost look like photographs. A good amount of information for each bird, at least a good starting point for my teens to do further research. This is an Audubon bird call. We go on nature walks just about every day, so I'm always looking for fun resources to bring outdoors with us. Regular bird feeders are prohibited in our neighborhood this year because of an ongoing and growing situation we have with black bears visiting our homes. They're climbing fences and front porches in order to get to the bird feeders. So I picked up a window cling acrylic bird feeder to hang on our second story schoolroom window, hoping we can still get some visits from backyard birds. DK Ultimate Sticker Book North American Birds. And to be honest, right now I am feeling underwhelmed with this resource. Pricey for what it is, in my opinion, but I do have a project in mind, so I'm hoping that my vision for this resource is successful. So, with the HearthMagic VIP yearly membership, you get access to all of the seasonal sets. And Amber did announce that she will be coming out with more, but this is what I've printed off so far. And I do like to organize them in binders, and I have a binder for each season. So we enjoy the verse, poem, and hymn cards for circle time and opening activities. I also printed several coloring pages. The illustrations are just beautiful and whimsical and out of the ordinary of what you would get in a regular coloring book. Wren, the King of Birds, an interpretation of the Irish folk tale for story time. I also printed all of the poems and prayers for spring, and she's also made some of these poems and prayers into tracing sheets or handwriting worksheets. A Christ centered Easter family guide similar to the literature learning guide concept. There is beautiful watercolor art and activities for each day of Easter week. Another Easter themed resource I printed off seems to be like a matching game or maybe a memory game. The artwork is just stunning. I'll totally use these as a banner or just art for a nature table as well. And just as last year, some of our favorite learning during spring and summer is done in the garden. So I did pick up a garden activities type of resource, just one for now. And this is Roots, Shoots, and Buckets and Boots by Sharon Lovejoy. And I'll show you the contents page here. There are top 20 plants for kids, themed gardens. So pizza patch, a sunflower house, container gardens, buckets, boxes, and boots, snacking and sipping garden, moon garden, the flower maze, a garden of giants, Mother Nature's medicine chest, and a waffle garden, along with gardening basics. So I went with this resource because it has information and activities for different types or methods of gardening. So, for example, for big yards or big pieces of land, neighborhood gardening, for smaller yards, maybe even just an herb garden, and even window boxes. So, the author really does implement easy ideas for themed gardens that parents and kids can grow together. And look at these beautiful watercolored illustrations and just teaching children how gardens work, gardening basics and plans for planting, maintenance, and just cultivating a wonder and reconnection in the garden. Something that's so important to us. We find so much happiness as a family together in our garden. The yoga garden game, which we've already loved on for a few weeks if you've seen my last video, and it's still being loved on. It's a cooperative game where the objective is to plant a flower garden before night falls. And as you move your game piece around the board, you learn and practice classic yoga postures. It's been a fun resource to rotate in our movement and yoga blocks. And finally, for late spring, welcoming summer, I've planned for an Arthropod's science unit study by the good and the beautiful. So, for several weeks, we're going to explore the world of insects, spiders, and crustaceans through the 13 lessons of this unit study, most of which lessons already have suggested extensions for my older children. I'll use this resource as I do all others, being sure to modify it if needed to serve us. I do already have a collection of resources for studying insects from previous years, like resources for raising caterpillars to butterflies, which we enjoyed so much last year. It is in our plans for this year, God willing. I am going to link all videos on insects from the previous years in the description box below if you do want to check those resources out right now. But I have pulled out plenty of resources from my seasonal storage tote, and we are recycling through them again this year using what we have and love. I did, however, pick up two new items for us for this unit, and this is a Melissa and Doug Butterfly Garden wooden jigsaw puzzle for logic and problem solving for the young ones. A new to us book is How to Turn This Book into a Beehive: 19 Experiments and Activities. As the Good and the Beautiful unit study does have two lessons, I believe lessons 5 and 6 on bees. So I love incorporating activity books into unit studies, and although I'm not crazy on the digital cartoon like illustrations in this book, this resource did look unique compared to others, and I expect a lot of hands-on fun with this resource. And the last resource I have to share with you today is Creative Writing Notebook Number 1 by the Good and the Beautiful. I have a teen who loves creative writing and another who doesn't so much. So I thought that this resource would serve both, right? Fun practice for the one who does love to write, and helpful practice and exercise to hopefully help cultivate a love for writing for the other. I chose the PDF version and printed two copies of the notebook and hole punched into a binder as so for each child. So this resource will help in the skills of adding sensory descriptions, generating ideas, using gestures to show emotion, creating engaging characters and plots, and it covers fiction, writing, and poetry. So if you did enjoy this preview type of video of what you can expect in our homeschool and for content in the upcoming weeks, please let me know so that I can keep these videos coming. And you can do that by giving this video a thumbs up and commenting down below. Friends, please know that this community is continuously in my thoughts and prayers, and I know I can feel in my heart that good days are to come with this new season, and I just hope that this content serves as a ray of light and positivity in your day. Thanks for watching.